Hello everyone and welcome to a special edition of TV30. If you can see my shirt, you know I am here representing the St. Joseph's Convent celebrating 170 years. My name is Natalie Jolifanis and today I am joined by two individuals who will be telling us some more about the activities planned for this grand celebration. And if you joined us the last time, you would remember that we had Sister Rufina Donat, who's the principal of SJC, and also Michelle Anthony Daisy, who was a member of the board. And they started things rolling, giving us an insight into the plans and a little bit of the history. We're going to continue with that today. So I am joined by her historian today, Miss Claudia Thomas. She is currently a history teacher at St. Joseph's Convent, teaching for over 30 years, not showing her age, but she's been there quite some time. And I'm so happy that she's taken some time to document some of the history of SJC. And also with us is Mrs. Wynne Griffith. And I know she's a mathematics teacher, but she's a member of the planning committee from the St. Joseph's Convent. So we are going to talk about the history, the impact that SJC has made. As well, we're going to recap on some of the activities that they have begun, and we will be talking more about some of the future activities, particularly for this month. And there's a special surprise about a principal who's so highly regarded throughout her years at St. Joseph's Convent. So ladies, welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
So it's always good to start with the past because that informs your future. I'm sure you agree as a historian.
Totally.
Exactly. So the last time we were here, Sister walked us through the start of SJC in the 1800s from the Ave Maria School. I think there was a fire.
Yes, correct.
Right, and they moved to Cedars. And we went a little bit into the legacy, which is what we're celebrating. Hashtag 170. Yes. Keep it a legacy. That's right. But Claudia, I want you to speak a little more about that legacy. What is it that SJC represents for our society?
Okay. We have to remember that SJC really prepared a lot of women in St. Lucia, provided them with a very strong Christian education, academic-wise as well. And these women have gone out there in society and they have made fantastic contributions to the society. We have many, once we're talking about a school, we must talk about the impact or the contribution of the school, and we can judge that based on the individuals, the women we have out there in almost every sphere of life in St. Lucia. And if I have to discuss those persons, I will have a very, very long list. So we have, there are girls far and wide, some of them are in St. Lucia, some of them are abroad, and they are making their contributions to the societies that they are part of. I wish to mention a few persons. We have women like Ione Olinga Ford, and she, based on my research, she did something fantastic for St. Lucia for women, and especially when we're talking about battered women. And her work inspired the government, for example, to set up a women's desk. And I suppose that would be like the forerunner to the gender relations department that we have. So they've made fantastic progress in St. Lucia. So the legacy is carried on. We have other persons like our former Governor General. We have Dame Pearlette Louise. Yes, we know that with her, that was a breakthrough because we never had a female governor general before. We're talking about centuries we're talking about. And her contribution was also in the area of education. Some of us don't know that, or we tend to focus more on her position as governor general, but she did contribute to her alma mater as well as Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. So the legacy continues, and a lot of what the girls are taught at SJC, we see them practicing it out there.
So in your book, do you actually highlight influential females who went through the convent?
That is correct. Okay. So I mentioned a few of them, for example.
Can I ask, what inspired you to write this book?
Well, a number of reasons. My primary one would be because, well, I attended SJC, obviously, but I didn't really know a lot about the history of my school. And when I went to do my studies and I majored in the area of history, I decided that maybe I should really look at my school.
Mm-hmm. So are there any other highlights from your research that you think is worth knowing, that the public should know about?
Yes. Well, can I jump in?
Sure. Hmm?
Yes. We've had for me, what stood out was the leadership, okay, of the school. We have various principals, and some of them really stood out for me. When I'm looking, they were very revolutionary. I'm thinking of, for example, Mother Columba Cathy, that some of us may not be too familiar with. She was very revolutionary because she did not feel that the place of a female or woman is in the home. And
interesting.
Yes, and in the 1950s, the whole idea was to make you into a good mother and wife, and that was it. But she was very revolutionary in terms of what she did. In terms of the curriculum, introducing science, for example, biology in particular, which was considered a boys' subject. So she was very revolutionary. And they had these leaders, these principals had a lot of foresight. For example, even before the fire in 1959 that destroyed the school on the site, the Ave Maria Girls site, they had already purchased property at the present site, that's at Cedars. Okay, so that was done in about 1958, and the fire was in 1959. So you can see that there's always foresight, there's planning for the development of the school.
Wow.
Yes.
And I know we're going to talk about another principal who has impacted us, but it is so good to hear that. And I remember in our last conversation, Sister also spoke about when they created that new wing to facilitate the AV room.
Yes. Again,
that was visionary and even a little before its time. But we want to bring Win into the conversation a bit. So Win, as part of the planning committee, I know we're going into a new set of activities, a new month, but just tell us, in terms of coming together, how did you all come up with some of the slate of activities that is now rolling out?
Okay, when we started this year, well, September, when we started school, we felt it was necessary to involve our present students. So there was already an external committee of alumni operating to plan 170th anniversary activities. But then we decided to form a committee within the school so that our students can get sensitized, because yes, they're at school, but they don't really fully understand that legacy that they're a part of.
Definitely.
And, you know, to really grasp, this has been going on for 170 years, what we're a part of now. And so we felt it was really important that we plan activities for our students and, of course, to involve the past students as well. So we started off with our opening mass that took place at the end of January. Very well attended. We had the debut of our past students choir.
Oh boy.
I think we were wonderful.
I saw that. You all sang with such custom,
yes.
it took you all back to the years when.
Yes. So Fernanda Henry is the one who was directing us, and we continue to. As a matter of fact, we're looking forward to singing at one of the activities that we'll be talking about later. So this mass, I think, really showed or gave the past students an opportunity to come forward, and the response was overwhelming and the reviews were wonderful. It was really a beautiful thing to be a part of.
And the church looked like it was packed to capacity.
So we had our present students, of course. Again, for them, I think it was important for them to see we are part of something so much greater. And they really saw that on that day. That was the beginning of it. So that gave us that push that we needed to start off our activities. Then we, of course, this term is our sports term. So we decided to kick off our sports meet. We want to have a baton relay. Again, you know, St. Joseph's Convent is known for its house rivalry. And So we wanted our past students as well as our present students to just kind of start backing their house. Initially, we wanted it to be a competition, but because of the logistics and really selecting who would represent the house, and because of the route restrictions, we decided to organize it in sections of decades. So we had representatives beginning with we started with the Ave Maria students because of our former location. So that was what they started the battle relay and then passed it on to those from the 50s and 60s, and then they passed it on to those from the 70s, and then they passed it on to the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, and we went up to our present students. So
the route was from
Ave Maria School. We went through the Sjc Road and then went up through by the Marian Home all the way up to the school. And again, we chose that route because that is the route to our school. That is what is important to us. That's where we all of us passed through to go to school and from school, and we felt we didn't want to involve, we thought of going out, but then just so that we remember this is our St. Joseph's Convent and this is what we want to highlight. And so the past students came out, they had to select somebody to carry this baton and pass it on, and we ended with one of our present athletes here at Tina, who is, has been doing well and, really did well in our meet. So it was another excellent activity. It really brought, again, our present students now are seeing this excitement from the past students, and they have no choice. That day, I want to speak a little about that day. I cannot describe, because the energy that came on this, that's why I believe a lot of what happens at St. Joseph's Convent is, of course, not controlled by us. And when that afternoon we were preparing for this, that particular day our students came in, they had just won a science competition and they stepped into the school. And for the first time, this does not usually happen. It's almost like the entire school just erupted in applause and cheering as these girls stepped out. And right away then, the motorcycles that would be leading our battle relay drove into the school, and this school there was just this energy
getting
of
goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, you had to be there to feel it. And
I saw videos.
Oh my, it was beautiful. So that started off our battle relay. So the children had that energy. We went down the road and then came back up, and again, their energy together with the energy of the past students, it really pushed us to see, this is what we're looking for. This is what we want to showcase about SJC. That this is what we're about. That legacy that nobody can, I don't want to say nobody can match, but I've not seen it anywhere else. Yes. And it was beautiful. So we culminated with a ceremony, and the highlight of that ceremony was the unveiling of our wish list. Of course, St. Joseph's Convent is an assisted school. So a lot of what we have, a lot of what we enjoy, we get from benefactors, we get from fundraising.
Right. So we'll have to talk about that wish list when we come back after the break, because you've given us a lot to think about. Please stay with us. We are here discussing the legacy of one of the oldest secondary schools in St. Lucia, that is the St. Joseph's Convent. When we come back, we talk about the current activities for March and that wish list that we are going to be appealing to alumni to ensure that is meted out. Stay with us.
As a single mother, I do a lot of ironing. Knowing that the iron that I'm using is safe is important to me. The St. Lucia Bureau of Standards tests electrical appliances being imported into the country. SLBS will soon adopt 35 new standards on electrical equipment to ensure that consumers like you and me are safe. If your iron does not come with a British 3-pin plug, it should be sold with a compliant British 3-pin adapter. If you buy any appliance that is faulty, report it to the Bureau.
This message is brought to you by the Commonwealth Standards Network.
Welcome back to a special edition of TV30. I am here with my former classmate and a the current teachers of the St. Joseph's Convent, and we are here speaking about the legacy of SJC celebrating 170 years and the activities that have been planned. In our earlier segment, we learned about the two very, very exciting, exhilarating activities that set things off for the celebration. And Mrs. Griffith, who was the one speaking to us, told us about the unveiling of a wish list. So let's get more into that. What does SJC wish for?
SJC wishes for a lot of things, but we've narrowed it down so that we can achieve this in our 170th anniversary year. One of the major projects is the court extension. We have started our new state-of-the-art court, and of course, because of constraints, financial constraints, we had to stop. So we're looking for that court extension, hoping to raise $324,000 for that. We know our past students will help us, and of course...
And not just the past students, the society that has benefited.
Exactly. Oh yes. So, and of course we have, SJC has dominated sports over the past few years.
Island champs last year, by the way.
Exactly.
Girls.
We are the current volleyball champions as well. So of course we have to make sure that that court comes through before the end of this year. So that's our dream. We want to update our intercom system. Again, will cost probably about $25,000. We have a pan room that has seen better years. So we're hoping to refurbish our pan room, costing about $10,000. Our school, of course, is known for helping students who are less fortunate. So we have a student welfare program that we have to fund $5,000 every year. So we're hoping we can continue funding that. We want to improve our stage lights and microphone system. We have a big water problem, and you know we have a school of girls, so we're hoping to improve our water storage. We're hoping to get 1,000-gallon water tanks, and of course for the infrastructure for that. We need to fence because of security concerns as well. We're hoping to get some, well, we're asking for televisions, 60-inch televisions to put into our labs, into our IT labs, into our technical drawing labs, so that we can use smart TVs to kind of not eliminate, but decrease the use of our projectors. Again, there's so much more that we can do as we move into the use of technology in teaching. We're realizing that with the smart TVs, we can achieve a lot more.
Definitely.
And we have a smart room right now that is operating, and we've seen the benefit of it, and we would like to extend that to our other labs. So that is what we hope to achieve this year.
I can hear quite a few of those being ticked off.
Of course.
I really can. And I think because the sisters have set the stage as being visionaries, especially with the court, with your improvement in technology, I think there will be people who will see that vision and reach out and say, yes. So we will take care of those.
We're hoping that is happening. So.
And it's also the benefit of our young ladies, not just the current ones, but future ones as well.
Yes.
So I think it's a doable wish list.
Thanks, I'm happy to hear that.
Okay, so we have recapped the two major activities, and I'm sure the battle really led into your annual sports meet, where there was some alumni participation, I understand.
Yes, we had hoped that the alumni would have been a part of the match pass, but I think in terms of time, it didn't happen. We had a race with our past students, which was quite exciting. And of course, well, we had St. Anne's House victorious, followed by St. Teresa's and Blessed Anne Mary.
You don't have to give all the results.
Yes.
You can tell my house, of course. Huh?
Of course, let's not go there. But it was, of course, I think we're well on our way to doing well in the Island Champs, the Girl Island Champs. Of course, we know the other schools are coming for us, so we're getting ready. So we have a good crop of students, athletes, that we're now preparing to face that hopefully at the end of this month.
Great. So success in the activities that started things off. So let's move into what's planned for the month of March in particular.
Okay. Our major activity for the month of March, you know, we're the lone girls' secondary school on the island, and so Women's Day is very important for us, and we always celebrate Women's Day in a big way at St. Joseph's Convent. So this year we are hosting SJC in the City to celebrate Women's Day. So this is a showcase of what SJC is about. It's the opportunity for the public to see all of what we offer. So we're starting off with an opening ceremony that starts at 9. We're asking everybody to come along to Constitution Park. That is where it is going to take place. This ceremony will be followed by a few performances. We have past students as well as our present students. The drama students will be putting on their drama pieces that will be actually used for the SBA, the CXA SBA. So this will be showcased. We also have throughout the day exhibitions from our visual arts students. We have a showcase of the culinary arts. Our food and nutrition department will be showcasing one of our local products and all of the things that they can produce from that. And of course, we have 61 entrepreneurs in our school, our students who have small businesses. They've been trained by Bell Fund, and they will be selling their products at that SGC
serious business.
Of course. So we have businesses such as, they have cupcake businesses, flowers, bracelets, jewelry making, key rings, crochet, lots of them, but 61 of them will be showcased in that on that day. So it's a huge event. So that's what we're working towards. You know, everything we've been doing for this 170th has been grand, and we continue to do that.
Yes, it's been grand. You see, and Derek Walcott says we are people of grandeur. So SJC leads the way in showing how St. Lucian, the young people will say, already extra.
Oh yes, and we've been extra and we'll continue to be extra. So we're of course asking our parents, supporters. Now, I mean, we have good parental support at SJC, and we continue to thank God for that, because that makes a world of a difference. Even those that are not past students have continued to support. So we ask that everybody come out to see what we have to offer, and of course to support our girls with their small businesses.
It sounds like there'll be no room for any other entrepreneurs but the current students.
Well, we have a booth with the past students as well, but it would really be to sell our products. So our 170th anniversary T-shirts, we have scarves on sale, we have other materials. So of course you come to get your, so that you continue supporting and of course
it's an opportunity for fundraising.
Yes, so that past students will be having a booth as well. But
and it starts from 9 till what time?
From 9, we're hoping to go to 3. So the drama productions would be from 12:30, and of course, hopefully ending by 3 o'clock.
Okay, beautiful. So we can take 1 hour out of our day, whether it be our lunch hour or early, to definitely support SJC in the city, and that is March 8th. March 8th, beautiful. So March 8th, SJC in the city, and next we will have...
And next, the long-awaited Sister Claire's 90th birthday celebration. So our former principal, Sister Marie Claire Joseph, will be celebrating. Actually, her birthday has passed.
I saw the celebration on the SJC Instagram page.
Right.
Yes.
So she did celebrate her 90th birthday, but of course she's in Trinidad, so we wanted to make sure we celebrate that here in St. Lucia. So the class of 1979 actually is spearheading this, and they're bringing Sister Claire down to St. Lucia, well, up to St. Lucia from Trinidad. We'll be taking her from the airport in grand style and taking her off, and we have the Mass at the Immaculate Conception on the March 17th, and then followed by a brunch, a fundraising brunch costing $120 that we're asking our, of course, past students, come and meet Sister Claire after such a long time.
You may not have enough space.
I know. Well, we have tickets on sale, so come early so that you make sure you get that opportunity.
Let me take this opportunity to just bring in Claudia here to tell people a little bit about Sister Claire. Is she one of the leaders that you featured in the book?
Yes, I did. Sister Claire, that name, Sister Claire Marie Joseph, or Sister Claire for short, it's like a household name in St. Lucia.
For many
years. Sister served from 1982 to 1999 as principal, but she started teaching here. So her principalship would have started from 1982, but she was in the education sector in St. Lucia even before that. And she is well known for discipline. You couldn't do anything in town, Plastic Hill, wherever, and for Sister to not know about it. So she was well known for that. What stands out about her for me is, you see, the time when she came in as principal reflected a lot of what was happening politically in terms of independence. So a lot of what the activities at SJC, the extracurricular activities, these things happened even before her time. But what was different about her is that she made the experience a Caribbean one. Okay, because you have 1979, you have independence, and about 3 years later, 1982, she's principal. So it reflected the changes that was taking place in the Caribbean in terms of independence. And activities like house activities, sports, and so on, these were very big events in her time. Yes.
And choir.
Definitely choir, yes. Singing, yes, yes.
Very big on that.
Yes.
So that is March 18th?
March 17th, so that's the Sunday. So yes, so we're hoping that the alumni choir will be singing at that mass. So we're working towards that, followed of course by the brunch.
Now our time is quickly passing, so I know there's one more activity.
The Feast of St. Joseph, which is the 19th is the actual Feast of St. Joseph. So we have Mass on the 18th to commemorate Feast of St. Joseph, followed by a mass feeding of the underprivileged by our school and past students. So more information will be sent out about that so that we can get support from our past students. Hopefully on the 19th we have a major motorcade as well. We're in the process of planning to show our wider community, the rest of St. Lucia, what St. Joseph's Convent is celebrating, and we want to reach out to all those living in the other areas, all the schools, all the teachers out there, and just kind of touch base as we go along the rest of around St. Lucia. So we'll speak a little bit about that a little later, give you information, and so that you know how you can participate.
Excellent.
Yes.
So March, not very busy, but very big activities that we are going. And you know, I know we always talk about service to the poor, and it's good that that has been continued as well. And it's again, it's going to be grand.
Yes.
And feeding the poor, is it in the Castries area?
We're Castries, a little bit of Grosley area, but mostly the Castries
north,
area. Yes. Our homes that we would normally support, remember we have our Christmas Good Turn. Normally we would work with the Marian Home, Adelaide's Home, and St. Lucy's Home. So we're working with them as well as feeding others in the Castries area, Castries-Grosley area.
And we end by saying it's not only about us and our celebration, we always keep community in mind. Ladies, it was just great having you here talking about our legacy at SJC. Thank you so much, Mrs. Wynne Griffith and Ms. Claudia Thomas, for joining us here for TV30 today. This has been TV30 with St. Joseph's Convent. Stay tuned for more activities from us. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.